The following is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln and online at merealty.com. WLCN's live stream video coverage of Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer basketball is brought to you by Me Realty, Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, Culvers of Lincoln, Grau Incorporated, Squeaky Clean Window Washing, Collision Concepts, Complete Lawn Care, Independent Health Insurance Agent Dara Entwistle, Heartland Community College. The following is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM, Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln. Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln.
Hello, Lincoln and Logan County. This is Chris Grau from Grau Chevrolet Buick in Lincoln. When it comes time to choose someone to repair your car, truck, or SUV, don't you think you'd feel more comfortable working with the local people you know and trust? Our team in Service, Parts, and Detail have the tools, training, and knowledge that will get your repairs done quickly with less downtime and at the right price. Call the local pros at 217-735-4444 at Grau Chevrolet Buick on North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln.
Hi, Joe Ryan here with Country Financial. As pensions go by the wayside and your retirement approaches, have you thought about what your retirement income will look like? No, I'm not talking about how much money you have saved. I am talking about a retirement income, a guaranteed paycheck for life. That's right, a paycheck issued to you every month for the rest of your life. Sound interesting? Let's talk. 735-4385.
Thank you for watching WLCN's live video stream coverage of Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer basketball. WLCN's live video stream coverage is made possible by Me Realty. Whether buying or selling, trust the professionals at Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln. Go online to merealty.com. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, located at 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln, and online at myfgec.org. Culvers of Lincoln, home of the Butterburger. Stop by before or after the game, located at 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Grau Incorporated, serving Lincoln and Logan County since 1953. Located at 1905 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln, phone 217-735-4444, or go online to grauinc.com. Chestnut Health Systems, offering a comprehensive scope of behavioral health and human services in Illinois and Missouri. Call 888-924-3786. State Farm Insurance Agent Brian Clark, with offices at 628 North Chicago Street in Lincoln, or call 217-732-6211. Collision Concepts, located at 1005 Macon Street, just off Woodlawn Road, west of Culver's. Call 217-735-2100 or find them online at collisionconceptsinc.com. Complete Lawn Care, offering year-round service for all your outdoor needs, including lawn care, gutter cleaning, and snow removal. For a free estimate or for more information, call 217-732-9734. Dara Entwistle, independent health insurance agent advocating for you, your family, and your company. Located at 101.5 South Kickapoo Street, Suite 6 in Lincoln. Call 217-651-8046.
Good evening, Railer Nation, and welcome to postseason basketball lady style. As tonight, Lincoln's Lady Rail Splitters, with a record of 18-12, begin their quest for a return to Redbird Arena against a team they faced previously and lost to back in January, the Limestone Lady Rockets, coached by Tony Bentley, with a record of 13-16. Good evening, how are you? Jay Harden, Bob Verderber alongside. The boys are on the YouTube channel only tonight as they are having senior night at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium with their last home game, and the boys have one more game after tonight. That'll be Champaign at Champaign on Friday night. But right now, the girls are getting set to play against Limestone, and in the game, Bobby, previously here, boy, Morton had no trouble with East Peoria, did they?
Good-looking ball club, and it's nothing like it, Jay. The start of the tournament trail. This is the first step tonight for the Lady Rail Splitters, and you mentioned that they got knocked off by this Limestone team earlier, but we didn't have Piper Whiteman in the lineup, and that makes a big difference in tonight's contest.
Morton beat East Peoria tonight by, I believe, what was the score, 68-34, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
And Morton is ranked number 4 in 3A basketball. One of the big upsets this week earlier was Chatham Glenwood getting taken out by Rochester on last night. Chatham Glenwood lost to Rochester in the opening game of the Taylorville Regional, and I'm sure there are some Lincoln fans that are probably lamenting, Bobby, that this is the year we didn't get set to the Southern route, because the Southern route is a heck of a lot easier than the Northern route, because this regional right here is loaded. You've got Morton, you've got Lincoln, you've got a good Limestone team. This is going to be a tough regional for anybody to get out of.
Jay, my question for you is, did Chatham Glenwood have their star player back?
Yes, Alexis Newman is back. However, Caitlin Lennon suffered a torn ACL before the regional, which took her out, and that was one of their top contributors, Caitlin Lennon. So Chatham Glenwood is going to have to wait another year for a quest for them to return back to Redbird Arena. And I think a lot of the Chatham folks thought at the beginning of the year, after finishing second last year, they had an excellent chance to get back to Redbird and possibly win the 3A state title.
What a shocker. And, on the tournament trail, it's tough. All the teams come in with 0-0 records. So your past performance, whether it be last year or during the season, doesn't mean a thing.
Lincoln lost back in January over at Limestone by a score of 48-45, and it was a game, Bob, that was real close most of the way. Lincoln led most of the way until the very end of the ball game. In the fourth quarter, Limestone ended up taking a 43-41 lead. Limestone is led by the senior Hannah West. She's about 5'9". She lit Lincoln up for 27, and Lincoln had a lot of trouble finding her on the floor. That's going to be imperative tonight for Lincoln to find her on the floor and not let her go off for 27, 28 points.
Jay, where does she usually get her points from? Does she drive the lane? Does she shoot the three?
She's a three-point shooter, Bob. She's a gal who can fill it up, and she can fill it up in a hurry. And again, the ladies are going to have to find a way to stop Hannah West from the outside and keep an eye on the other players for Limestone as well. Tell you what, let's go ahead and check the Me Realty list of the game, Bob. It's time to check tonight's list of the game, sponsored by Me Realty. List your home with Me Realty when it's time to sell, and if you're looking to buy, check the listings at MeRealty.com. So, Bobby V, veteran observer that you are, what are your 3 keys to the game tonight?
Well, they've had all night. It's been practice all year to get the big stage set here for the opening game of the regional, and you got to be mistake-free when you're on the tournament trail. You can't let the pressure get to you. You can't throw the ball away. You can't make unforced errors, number 1. Number 2, the defensive intensity. You just clock it up to full blast and don't reach. You mentioned that the last few games. We've been reaching. You clock up that full intensity. I'll let you take the third one, Jay.
I'll tell you what, you've got to, I think they have to execute on offense. I think they've got to get good shots shots out of their offense. They've got to knock the shots down. And if the three-pointers aren't falling, they've got to go inside. They've got to execute offensively because they went on a drought against Pekin and they only scored 4 points in the second quarter against Pekin, and that's just too big of a hole to dig yourself to try and get back out of.
You're right, Jay. You can't miss those gimmies. You can't leave grape juice laying on the floor. You got to take it off the glass and put it in and get the easy buckets.
Bob, you mentioned about the intensity. Lincoln struggled a little bit. We saw that against U-High, but U-High actually had a great game plan where they spread the floor and slowed it down. Pekin did much of the same thing, and Pekin hit a lot of outside shots. Lincoln's intensity was not there against Pekin, and I'm not sure, and Bob, you've seen this a lot over the years. You watch basketball. When coaches aren't sure what team is going to show up late in the year, that's never a good sign.
Well, the team that's got to show up is the team that played against the Springfield Senators at Springfield. The Lady Railers were down by 5 late, and they scored a lot of points in that game. I'm trying to look. I know they had 72 points in the game, but at the end of regulation, they had 64 points. That's the kind of game they've got to play. Up-tempo, a lot of scoring.
And something we saw against Pekin, Bob, and I still don't understand it. They were down late in the game to Pekin, but the coaches were really having to yell at the kids to get them to go out and pressure the ball and play defense. And I don't understand. There was no sense of urgency, even toward the end of the game. There really was no sense of urgency on Lincoln's part. They played better in the second half than they did the first half, but this is the time of year where you have to play every minute of every quarter with a sense of urgency like it's your last, because it may very well be.
You got to come out and you got to pressure, and as I was listening to that game, Jan was mentioning you got to trap. You got to make them throw the bad pass when you're playing under this kind of pressure, because the tight shoes are on if you keep the pressure on.
Bob, against Limestone back in January, McKinley Knapp had 17, Mia Clark had 12, and Lily Holmes had 11. I think Lily Holmes is going to be a real key to this team in the postseason with the lift and the energy that she brings off of the bench.
She's a good-looking athlete. She makes the moves to the basket, not afraid to go. Got a nice-looking shot. She'll get fouled, and that's another key. We've got to hit the free throws. Everybody down the line got to hit some big free throws. We were 21 out of 22 against Springfield.
Limestone comes into this game averaging just slightly over 50 points a game offensively and giving up 47, just over 47 defensively. Lincoln is averaging 51.9 offensively and giving up 42.6 on the defensive end. Bob, the defense has got to get stops, and then they have to convert on the stops. They've got to make them pay for either turning the ball over or missing shots.
Well, I know Taylor Rohr and the likes of Corey Farmer, or the assistant coach for the Lady Rail Splitters, they're going to have them fired up for this game. In that locker room, they're going to have them on an edge when they come out and hit the floor tonight.
East Peoria in this regional, East Peoria won over Peoria on Saturday, 71-22, and then the winner of that game, which was East Peoria, met Morton in the game previously and they lost them 68-34 with a running clock. Morton looked awfully good in that game, awfully good. It looks like they're clicking on all 8 cylinders. Some scores of interest for Railer fans and the Central State 8. Mahomet Seymour beat Rantoul the other night 63-36 in their regional opener there. Springfield beat Jerseyville 52-32. Springfield will have to play the number 1 seed Quincy Notre Dame, and that's a very good basketball team. Be interesting to see what Springfield can do against them, because Springfield looked awfully good in the game we saw them at.
They did. Springfield's got some size. They get the ball inside. They get Quincy Notre Dame in foul trouble. They can win that game.
As we told you, Rochester knocked off Glenwood. That is the upset of the tournament right now. 42-33, and Rochester will probably end up meeting Taylorville in the Taylorville Regional. That probably opens that up, that whole sectional complex up, and you could probably say that Mahomet Seymour, which was a number 1 seed, Taylorville, you're looking at them maybe coming out of there. You may have MacArthur could come out of there as well. There are a lot of teams that could come out of that sectional complex right there.
You're right, Jay. MacArthur knocked us off earlier in the year. Of course, we didn't have Piper Whiteman then, but they're a good-looking ball club, well-coached ball club out of MacArthur.
And if you noticed, Sacred Heart Griffin won their opener in 2A basketball by a score of 2-0. That was a forfeit because the Pittsfield team decided not to play the remainder of the year after the fatal accident, which involved their freshman girl, Reese Ramsey, a terrible tragedy. She'd been averaging around 20 points a game, and Pittsfield was 24-4. They apparently also had 2 other girls in that car that were badly injured and had to be taken to the hospital. hospital. We don't know if they were players or not, but that have impacted the whole school. And the girls just simply said, no, we're going to shut it down for the year. So we respect that and admire that decision of the girls making that. And we want to send out our condolences to the entire Pittsfield School and the Reese Ramsey family for their loss this week. We're about set to go here at Peoria Central High School. I guess we could just call it Peoria High School now. Home of the Lions, where we had Sean Livingston played on this floor, Bob, and they've got their state championships etched in the floor right out in front of us.
They do. 1908, 1977, 2003, 2004, 2012, 1977. That was my brother Chuck's junior year. That's when they got knocked off by Lanphier, and Lanphier went on to get second place that year against Peoria High.
Let's send it back to the WLCN studio for a 90-second timeout. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups. You're listening to Lady Railer Basketball on WLCN 96.3 FM.
This is Corporal Brian Clements with the Lincoln Police Department. This week, Lincoln-Logan County Crime Stoppers is seeking information in reference to a shooting that occurred on December 30th, 2024 at approximately 7 to 8 p.m. in the area of the North Jefferson Street near the Logan County Fairgrounds. The victim suffered non-life-threatening injuries from a small caliber gunshot. At this time, no description of the suspect was given. If you have any information on this crime, please contact the Lincoln-Logan County Crime Stoppers anonymously at 217-732-3000 or the Lincoln Police Department at 217-732-2151. Tips leading to an arrest could receive a cash reward of up to $1,000. Crime Stoppers only wants your information, not your name.
The Lincoln-Logan County Crime Stoppers Crime of the Week is brought to you by Me Realty, supporting a thriving community safe for families through support of the Crime Stoppers program. Me Realty, 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com.
Back at Peoria Central High School, Jay Harden, Bob Verderber alongside. About ready to do the starting lineups here. Limestone will be clad in their blue road uniforms, trimmed in white numerals. And Bobby, go ahead with the starting lineup.
There's their first starter and leading scorer, Hannah West, wears the number 5. And then for the ladies in all blue, it's going to be number 15, Michaela Pilgrim for the Limestone Ball Club. Then we've got number 22, Kennedy Gaines with a start, along with number 23, and that is Danny Sloan. And then the final starter, number 24, Gigi Aguilar Nunez. And now for our lady, go ahead.
Go ahead. Lincoln clad in their white home uniforms. Bobby, the starting lineups for the Lady Rail Splitters.
Here's Grace Schneider. Grace Schneider with over 100 assists on the year. Where's the number 3? And then it's going to be number 11, Mesa McLeod, the three-point ace for the Lady Rail Splitters. Both of those juniors. And here comes the senior, number 15, Piper Whiteman. Glad to have her back on the lineup on the final run. Here's Mia Clark, number 25. She can do it for the Lady Railers. And here's our favorite, the one down there, down low, that gets all the work done, does the hard work down in the paint, McKinley Knapp. And she's a senior, number 31.
Big Mac, the last starter, playing in her final regional tournament as a senior, as is Piper Whiteman. And, of course, Rebecca Burge will give them quality minutes if needed off of the bench. Limestone going to move from right to left as you look at your radio dial. Lincoln going to move from left to right. Bobby's been a lot of great athletes play on this floor. Ivan Stone played on that 77 team. Tony Weisinger, A.J. Guyton, and Sean Livingston. There have been some great athletes here at Peoria High School.
They have. And as you mentioned, coming off the bench for the Lady Rail Spitters, it'll be Lily Holmes.
Lincoln gets the tap in the backcourt to Clark, now to Schneider. Grace out by the volleyball line. Grace going to work. A left-handed dribble goes in the lane. Kick out to Mesa McLeod. Out front, Knapp. Knapp looking for somebody, looking for the back cut there with Clark. And Lincoln going to reset the offense again. Schneider going to drive in the lane. Wide open, up and good. Nice. Grace Schneider to the hole. And Lincoln leads it 2-0.
She used that right hand like she was right-handed off the glass, and she's a natural lefty.
Bobby, that was like Moses parting the seas. In the corner they go. Pilgrim back out front. Goes right side, Hannah West. Back out front, Pilgrim. Mia Clark pressuring her out front. Now ramps up the pressure just a little bit. And West loses the ball out near the timeline. Count is on. The count is on, and she breaks the count.
Good job by Mia.
They go to Sloan in the corner, Nunez. Back out Sloan. West, they're looking inside for their freshman. She's a good freshman. West out front, left side Nunez. In the corner, they go to Sloan.
There's that defensive pressure.
Pilgrim drives in, throws it up.
Partially
no good.
blocked.
And I don't know about that, Bob.
That was partially blocked.
It was. And give credit to, was it McKinley Knapp under there that just held her hands up in the air? Yep. She didn't swat at it.
Yep, but, we get the ball.
Hey, we'll take it.
You know, Grace has improved over the year on her offensive skills, and here she is with the basketball.
Grace, nice drive in. Kick out to Mia. Mia is going to drive it in. 18-footer. That's partially blocked.
Look at Knapp.
Picks it up in. I think a foul was going to be called on that. Let's see here. They're going to call a foul on Limestone on the shot? Yes, they are.
Well, they're not, but she's not shooting.
Well, they must have called it on the rebound. That foul was on Kennedy Gaines. Was she on Mack? They go in the corner. Clark, set play, shot out of corner, good.
Yes.
Bang, a Collision Concepts 3. Oh, there's not enough O's and smooth to look at that shot.
And that's the way we like it, baby.
Pilgrim out front, left side West. They're looking inside to Gaines. Gaines posted up on Whiteman. Out front West. West, long cross-court pass to Pilgrim. They're trying to spread the defense out. They go to Gaines. Gaines looks for the back cut, didn't get it. West hasn't got a shot off yet. West, right side Pilgrim. Limestone being very patient. West, 23-footer up, no good. Nice seal out by Lincoln. Tap out of bounds. That should be Lincoln basketball, and it is.
You called it right there. Nice seal, and that's been one of the main assets for the Lady Rail Splitters coming down the stretch is the seal out on the rebounds.
Here come the ladies the other way. The Lady Rail Splitters, or as Duncan Reed once of them called, the Railers. He hated the name Rail Splitters. Never could figure out why. Grace going to drive it in again. Kick out to Mia. Mia picked up her dribble, goes inside Knapp. McKinley able to handle the pass up and good.
That's strange because that's one of my pet peeves. They're the Rail Splitters. I usually just call them the Rail Splitters.
Chloe Steer in the ball game for Limestone. Steer out front, goes to West. West, cross-court Steer. Lincoln's defense doing a really good job right now. Sloan, Steer, West. They go around the horn. In the corner, Pilgrim. 3 on the way. That hit the top of the backboard. That should have been out of bounds. They get the ball. Steer with a long 3. Good. That should have been out of bounds. That was on the top of the backboard. And here we come the other way. And they called that a 2, so it's 7-2 Lincoln. Lob pass to Knapp. That was not the smartest pass. Actually, it was Whiteman inside. Lincoln gets it back. Schneider out front. They're double teaming Whiteman in the post. Schneider around everybody. Schneider going to drive it in. Kick out Mesa. 3 on the way. No good. Rebound Gaines. And Clark tried to tie her up, and Tony Bentley wanted a foul on Mia Clark. West across the timeline. Mia's all over her out front. Pilgrim, long cross-court pass to Sloan. In the corner they go Steer. Steer, the long cross-court pass, Pilgrim. Pilgrim going to drive it in. 5-footer in the lane. Good.
Great defense out there by Mia Clark, but Pilgrim got the runner coming down the lane.
4:20 to go here in the first period. Lincoln up 7-4. Schneider had the ball stripped away by Steer, and it goes out of bounds to be Lincoln basketball.
It's going to be Mason McLeod on the trigger in front of the scorer's bench. Ladies lead it 7-4, 4:15 left in the first quarter.